Hey everyone, this is Brad with Pro Light Gear, and today we're going to try something new. We're going to try a sneak peek video. We get to see gear long before it comes out. Most of the time we can't actually talk about that. We've seen a few things that were neat enough that we were able to persuade brands into sending us prototype models just so we can show you early. We think this is a very unique product from Sierra Designs. If you remember Sierra Designs, they came out with the clip flashlight years and years ago. It kind of revolutionized how people thought about a lightweight tent, how much it should weigh. Well, this is another line in the flashlight series. This is the flashlight UL2. It has a pole that holds up part of the back portion, but they're asking you to provide your own trekking poles for this, which is kind of unique because we've had tarp tents out there from Henry Shire's, Six Moon Designs, what I would consider cottage industry manufacturers. Big Agnes this year stepped up with the UL Scout 2, which was the real first mass market, big market manufacturer coming out with the tarp tent. Sierra Designs did the same, except they made a few extra little features in this that I think are really unique. This is a prototype model. It says prototype number 3 on the stuff sack that I'm holding right now. Actual weight on this, all in, is 3 pounds 11 ounces. I don't think that's going to be the final weight. In the workbooks it is different. We'll see where it ends up landing. Keep in mind that this is a prototype. We're setting up. So basically we're going to unfold this here. The stuff sacks are really unique. They give you as well. They give you a separate section for the pole and the stakes, all in the same bag that connects to the stuff sack. Terra Nova does this as well, and I really like the system because you can pop it open, separate Velcro bag, pull out an enormous amount of stakes. You definitely can lighten these up quite a long ways. And then seal up that little piece of Velcro, and out of the other end comes the rear pole. And so we're going to pull this out here and start setting it up. Alright, now that we've got the poles out of the pole bag, this is the only required pole that you need to use for the shelter. It's got nice little Delrin connectors back here, still very lightweight, and this connects a rear portion of the tent to keep it up off your feet. These are the poles in the pole bag that you can replace with your own trekking poles. So definitely that 3 pounds 11 ounces. This feels to me about like 5 ounces. I mean, these are pretty actually heavy poles. It's a prototype. I'm sure they'll be lighter in production, but you could probably lose 5 ounces off that weight just by getting rid of these. And they're 2 3-section poles, which we're going to use to pitch this today. Inside the main body tent bag here is the shelter. What I really like about this this tent is they kind of took a nod from some of the European tent makers out there, where the fly and the body, everything about this tent is all hooked together. So even in a significant rainstorm, you can pitch this tent and not get wet on the inside, which is really nice. Alright, we're back here. We're going to do a couple cuts in and out of here just to save time. I have never set this shelter up before, so this way you don't get to see all my mistakes. I believe this goes here. This is the rear pole. There are nice little grommets right here. This slides through. Nice Hypalon reinforced tie-outs on this whole tent. It's not just nylon sewn into nylon. These are actually big pieces of rubberized, what feels like nylon, so could be Hypalon down there. These little points right here clip into these little circular rods, kind of like it's a DAC system, so if you used a DAC pole, just like that. So nice little rear pole here. This will help keep, you know, the foot box just a little bit higher. A lot of the tents from Henry Shire's tend to taper down at the toe box a little bit well. My Momentum from Henry definitely did that, and this will keep a little condensation off the bottom of your feet. Let's take that out here. Here are the 2 poles for the sides. And there should be a little pocket right there, which is really easy to find. You can see the little yellow strip right here. They're going to slide this pole up into, and that goes into a heavily reinforced pocket at the top of this point. And then there's a grommet. I put it in backwards. We'll do it this way so it actually works right. That this sets into right next to the door. Simply lift up, snap in, stake this out here. And that is one side. Alright, and something you'd also see now that we've got the tent fully pitched here. If you don't want to use poles, trekking poles, anything else, they give you tie-out points. You can hook this up to a tree branch to pull tight. They use a bunch of little tie-outs pretty much all over this whole the shelter here. Try and talk at the camera. I know the volume goes a little bit dim. They do give you a really nice tie-out right here. So if the wind is coming from this direction, you can see this luff a little bit just with me pushing on it. If I can move with my hand, wind is going to move it. So they give you that tie-out point so you can just kind of suck it down a little bit and help manage that giant profile from the wind right here. Again, same tie-outs on this side, same small vestibules. We're going to jump in here in a second. You can kind of see how roomy this shelter is. I think the rear pole design, once you get in there, you'll be able to see too, that it actually has a lot of room for the foot box and creates a lot more usable space inside the structure. Alright, we are back here and the tent is pitched tautly. I want to show you the vestibule on this because it's not really a true vestibule. We changed the camera angle a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on here a little bit better. And we'll use it again, or change the camera angle again to show you what it looks like inside. It's actually a really roomy little shelter for the kind of odd design of it. So the vestibule here, you can either roll up, clip up, get out of here and just use this as a beak. Big mesh ventilation panel here, so you're going to want to put this tent head into the wind, not tail into the wind. Blowing, driving rain can make its way into this mesh panel you can't cover. To help with that, they give these little stretchy toggles that come down here to these little D-rings at the bottom. You can then slide this through and then seal off that a little bit to provide more protection for your gear and to preserve the ventilation. This is just a quick, easy little drop your backpack in here and then get into the shelter. And after talking with the guys down at Sierra Designs, this vestibule situation might be changing to come down a little bit further, maybe clip onto a point down here. So you can use the vestibule at a couple different options. That has yet to be seen. Again, this is a prototype. So one zipper opens up this portion. Another zipper that's starting at the top comes down here. They do a storm flap, and the storm flap does have a rain gutter. So if water does happen to get behind this flap, it can drain out rather than pushing itself through the zipper, which a lot of tent manufacturers overlook. I give Sierra Designs credit for doing that because I don't see that on any other shelter out there. So really good job on their part. I'm going to crawl in here. And then Craig, I'm going to have you pull the camera off the tripod, just so you can kind of look in here and kind of see what's going on. Alright, so now that Craig's got the camera in here, you can actually see this tent is fairly long. I'm 6'2", I'm not a small guy, but this has plenty of headroom. I mean, if you were 6'6", it might be a little bit cramped, but this is actually very roomy. And if you look around all the outside edges, there's pretty much mesh paneling going everything except the head right here, which is where you're going to want to take the force and driving rain, so it makes sense not to have that there. If you look up here, I'm, again, pretty tall, and I can sit up in here, not hit my head. I can scoot back up against the door over here and have a lot of room for, you know, me and my dog, some gear in here. My wife and I could probably sit in here and play cards on a rainy night. Really a beautiful little shelter. I think Sierra Designs is definitely taking it to the next level and trying to step into that, not cottage, but not main manufacturing. This is a good step for, just for people to look at a different style structure in this kind of weight range. Again, don't really know what the weight's going to be, but a very unique little shelter from Sierra Designs, and just want to say thank you for the opportunity to show you guys something new coming out that we think is pretty neat. If you like the video, leave comments underneath the YouTube channel, subscribe to us, use the Ask Brad form if you have any other questions about this shelter, and we'll be happy to take care of you. Thanks for watching.